Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is your United vs Granada match preview, in which, in this case, is the second leg. We're 2-0 up. It should be job done. It should be job done. Certain players are missing. We'll discuss the tactics, how the game will play, this team on my left, score predictions, all that. So before we get into it, if you are new, do subscribe, to smash a like. It helps us a lot. And yes, gentlemen, the last time we all three spoke, it got a bit heated. It was a bit toxic. But I've moved on, obviously. I'm feeling a lot better today because I think I do like Europa League. I do like the scenario in which we had to win the trophy. That's the only reason I like it. It's because there actually is something I would like at the end of this campaign, and I'm hoping that it's the trophy. And currently, I do say currently we are in a very good position to go through the next round. And I do have faith in us going to the next round. The next round, however, has been, the one where we slip up. But I don't want to even think about the next round because this, on paper, is a good result. But with the players you're missing and the players all you might pick to replace those certain players might cause some troubles for us. I never say never. 2-0 should be enough. It should be enough. But never say never. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you, before we get into the game, how you were all feeling after the last time we all spoke.
Of course, I'm feeling good. I think there's no doubt about that. I just spanked Spurs, put them in their place. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. And it was nice for once to see some quality football from Manchester United. But I'm not naive enough to believe that we're not going to play like that every game and it's going to be all rainbows and sunshine. It's not going to happen. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I feel like a big one is that trust. I think the keyword is trust here. And yes, for the rest of the season, I'll forgive it, because I feel like I do want to see some nice football here and there, but I'll forgive it if we get the Europa League at the end of the season and we secure second place. I'll forgive it for that. But the vision has to do what we saw in that second half. And the key word is trust. Ole needs to have more trust because the problem is you can't play like that with. Mark Gobish touched on this. You can't play like that with 15 players. You can't. Game in, game out, intensity. It just won't happen because they won't be able to handle that pressure. So he has to trust the rest of his squad and rotate more next season. And on top of that, we have to be more courageous. We only did that because we were courageous in the second half. We were like, fuck it. Let's go with these guys. They spanked us anyway, 6-1. We need to prove something. And we played like we did. So ultimately, that's the vision. And I'm hoping, no, it's a sign of better things to come. But in terms of the game, yeah, now I'm comfortable. I think Granada won't be too much of an issue. And yeah, I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Yeah, I just I don't know how to feel about this game. I really don't. That's just what United's done to me. After just being Spurs 3-1, going into a game against Granada with 2-0 up and still having doubts that we can make it through, it's not a great feeling. So I'm very much on the concerned side that we can't make it through, especially considering we're missing three very key players in Ollie's system now. I don't know how we're going to make this work. I really don't, and I hope we do. We should have more than enough to make it work. We should have had more than enough to go through all the way to the finals, and I'm still going to doubt it every step of the way, just because of Ollie at the wheel. Weird enough.
Well, there's no evidence to suggest that we can win the Europa League, There's no factual evidence that says, hey, you shouldn't worry about the Europa League. We can win it, We're talking
I
about a
disagree.
manager
Okay,
who hasn't
maybe
made it
not
out
completely.
of
We've
a
been choke
semi-final.
artists. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I guess you guys make a point, but I don't know. I just feel like the quality in the Europa League this season, yeah. Just for that, just for being a Premier League team with the quality we have, I'm so comfortable. Honestly,
I would like to
I
feel
think
that
we're
way,
gonna
but
win
at this point, I'll
competition.
be honest with you. I just want it one game at a time. Just keep winning one game at a time. Let's just keep winning. Just keep winning. Let's not think too far ahead. Let's just first think about this game, then win the semi-final. Now let's just think about getting that next step. Let's actually get into the final. Let's give ourselves the opportunity to win the trophy. So I'm just there. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win it. I'm not gonna say we're not gonna win it. I just want it game by game, win each game we play in the Europa League. And just take it from there.
That's probably the best thing to do, yeah.
Exactly. But however, let's talk about this game. Granada I think they will have to come at us, obviously, because they 2-0 down. So they're going to have to come at us. We're at home. You know, our home form is a bit sketchy. But they'll have to come at us. And the only hope that I really have, even with the players we're missing, is that if you do come at us, we can always hurt you on the counter. We can always hurt you on the counter. You know, that's what we love to do. We love to have the opportunity to counter. So whether Granada like it or not, they can play the normal football. We can have lots of possession of the ball, and that's fine. But eventually, they'll still have to come at us. And when they do come at us, I'm hoping that our counter will be too much for them. I would just catch them lacking. You know, maybe we get a goal or two, and we close off the tie. We go into the semi-finals. You know, that's what I'm expecting to happen. Do you guys think anything different? Do you actually think Granada could, you know, come at us, we don't counter, things fall apart at the back, and we choke it?
Yeah, no, I think Granada are between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. Like, that's the fact. What are they going to do in this game? They sit back. They don't score enough. We have a 2-0 lead. We could ride that out. They attack us. We're gonna bliss them on the counter. So I feel sorry for Granada at the moment. But as you guys say, anything's possible. And I think the only way it happens to me is if they go at us and we somehow are not on it, which happens from time to time, so much that we can concede enough goals for them to go through, which it just seems like a tall order to me. But how they're going to play, I think they'll go for it. I don't see any other viable option. I think they'll try and, try and leave more so with their pride, that we gave maybe we didn't get smashed in the second leg. And yeah, it was a valiant effort. And maybe, you never know, they could do it. But I just don't see it.
Never say never in football.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the big thing we need to consider as well is how Ali's going to line up and how he's going to get the team ready to go. Because if we're passive, playing cowardice football, it's going to be... I see us conceding an early goal and put ourselves under unnecessary pressure. Yeah. And then we have to go through and actually score a goal to finish this tie, which is going to be difficult. Because, again, we do have to rotate a bit. Our team is lacking, like your front three shows there. We need to rotate a little bit, and if we keep on throwing Rashford and Greenwood and Cavani into the same front three, hoping it's going to work week in, week out, it's only going to break before it starts working,
Yeah.
So rotation is needed, and there's a lot of inexperience compared to the squad that we normally have to score goals realistically. So say we have that exact front three, Donny's not match fit, Ahmad's definitely not match fit, and Mason is probably your only hope right there. So it's very much a single outlet. As much as I do rate those players around him, they just haven't gotten any game time. So if we put ourselves under unnecessary pressure, go 1-0 down early on, because we played coward football, made a mistake, they break, which I see very likely because I've seen it happen time and time again under United, I think Granada very much have a big shot to win this. And that's or at least push extra time, I should say. I think at the very least, I could see them pushing extra time. Maybe a bit more realistic with that. And we'll see how that goes. But it's definitely not a game that I think I can go, it's done and dusted right now. I want it to be, but there's something in me saying we're going to be wasteful, something's going to go wrong in the back, and we're just going to be seeing an early goal conceded.
For me, it's the quality of the... Like, I agree with everything you're saying, and with the amount of games we played, I can see that happening, especially with United. But after seeing them play here and there in the Liga, seeing them play against us last week, the quality difference just seems way too big, honestly. And
don't worry, that doesn't
I just
stop
think
United from choking.
I don't know what evidence is that based on,
because I feel like is more than enough. I think.
Yeah, I think the Premier League has got some decent quality. It's just been in the Premier League that I remember back in 2015 when QPR in 20th beat Chelsea number 1. It's always been in the Premier League. It's just how it is. So I get that in the Premier League, and I get that in the Carabao Cup or so to Man City. But then in the Europa League, I just feel like this year specifically, the level of quality is just not at our standard.
For someone that supports a Liga team, you're really disrespectful to teams outside of England. Just saying.
Watch La Liga. La Liga is 2 leagues. It's 2 leagues. It's like first to like fifth, and it's a completely different league. The point difference is massive. So yeah, the top 5, top 6 La Liga, it's proper, but the rest is rubbish. I'm not gonna lie about that. So I just don't see it. I think the defense, the backline, and the midfield.
That attitude is why we choke. We go, yeah, we're just better than them. We move. That's
I don't
where
think we
the
do it in the
little
Premier
teams win.
League.
That's why the
I
little
think
teams win.
if the team has that attitude, we 100% choke, because that's how we always choke when it matters the most. Is when we think job's done, when we think we're just better than you, and
I've just never seen it against a team of the quality of Granada, honestly. Maybe you guys can correct me.
no, Granada is awful. Granada is awful. I can tell you that now. Like the first game, we made them look a lot better than they are, and they still looked shit. That's how bad Granada was, you know.
I think this back line, the front line, yeah, questionable. But I think this back line and the midfield is enough to see it through,
See
at
now,
least.
for me, my only worry is this backline. Up front, I've got no worries. Whether they match fit or not, I couldn't care less. I still think they're better than what we usually have up there. The midfield, I don't mind it. The midfield is probably the best midfield we can have. This backline, though, woo! Let's talk about this backline. Boys, David De Gea in goal. I don't think there's any real doubt about that, unless he's feeling...
This game's going to be the decider to get rid of the doubt, in my opinion.
It,
If we see De Gea in this game again, I will say De Gea's cup keeper for sure. But if we don't, then I'm just gonna lose my shit.
That I don't know, because then if I see De Gea in Premier League, then I'm like,
can't do
okay.
anything about that.
Ollie seriously just says 2 number ones, then you pick it, you flick a coin, you're like, who's playing today? Let's see. How the only slight part of me that wants to play Dino is because of what he did against Spurs, the sweeper keeper. And I think with this back line, if they are a bit shaky, I would like a keeper that does that, that comes out for the ball, clears the ball, no nonsense, gets the job done. With David, David is never going to run out to the halfway line to put the ball up, up the field, because we played a high line and now they're on the break. David's not going to come out in a corner and punch the ball out, David's not going to make ridiculous shouts, he's not going to be that commanding. What David could do is just save everything and we're happy days, classic David De Gea. But a small part of me would not play De Gea in this game. And I don't know if that's the sign of the times, because basically what I'm saying is I trust Dean Henderson more than I trust David De Gea. So I don't know how you guys feel, but what do you think about the goalkeeper situation, specifically for this game?
I trust them both equally. I don't lie. I think they're both brilliant keepers, and it literally is a flip of the coin who stays. Maybe Dino because he's younger, I guess. But I don't know. There's a small part of me that still feels like David De Gea is number one, and it's just the nature and the context of the season right now. All it feels like I forgot the points total from fifth, but a huge amount of points from fifth. He feels like the Europa League is important now, and he's playing David De Gea here. But the fact that he's willing to do that means that he still has, even if he trusts De Gea a little bit more, he still has a high level of trust for Dean Henderson. So I don't know what's going to happen next season. I have this slight feeling this might continue, because I know United don't really deal with things well. And for this game, I'll play De Gea.
Yeah, I'm more in the boat of just Ollie make a decision and stick by it for the season instead of just changing every weekend. So I want to see De Gea start. I want to see him be made the cup keeper. I want to see the commitment from Ollie going, yeah, Dino's going to be our number one in the Prem. He's just going to stay.
It could very much be that, because as much as I don't respect
That's
Ollie, Ollie could very much think, you know what, the league is basically done. I'll give Dino games, make Dino happy. I have my best choice goalkeeper in a trophy cup that we want to win, so David is my number one. I'm going to keep him in the Europa League.
If the season starts again next season, I see De Gea at number one, and then Dino's
that's
dropped,
the problem.
and then
That's the problem.
the headache starts again.
But we'll just have to see what happens.
I don't want that attitude. I very much just wanted to make the decision now and move. I wanted to stick to whatever that decision is, and then try ship one of them off in the window, in the transfer.
But then I'm not gonna get into that, because that relies on other people. I don't have zero trust in, zero hope in, zero respect to, so I'm not gonna get there. But we'll just have to see what happens. But I think David will probably start. This backline, this is what's gonna bother me. This is what's gonna stress me out come Thursday night, because I trust the midfield. I trust that attack. I don't trust this backline. We look at Tellez. Tellez was very good against Granada. I'll give him that. He was probably the best I've seen Tellez play. So I'm hoping Tellez can carry on like that and be a constant threat, because I think Alex Tellez, it's in his natural ability to want to go forward, and I think he will be threatening going forward. Defensively, it looked like he was actually up for the job defensively. It was 45 minutes. You can argue people are tired. So we'll just have to see. But Alex Telles, really, you shouldn't be worrying about Alex Telles. He's a good backup to have. Victor was one of our number one centre backs, so that Victor plays. You know what Victor is. If Victor has a good game, happy days. Then the next one, I put Baye, but I don't think Baye is gonna play. I know he's back in England, but I don't know if he's quarantined for the 1 week. It's just a mixture of rumors floating around. We don't know even if he is past quarantine, if he's fit enough. So let's just say Axel is there. Put an asterisk with Axel. Now Axel, I do trust. I really do trust Axel. However, I know a lot of the fan base does not trust Axel Twanzebe for reasons that are clear. He was kind of the direct faults in some of the goals that led us to concede. But I trust Axel. I think he's fast enough. I think he's good enough. I think he's strong enough. So I think Axel Twanzebe, like I said, was going to be in my plans for the number one starting centre backs at Manchester United. After the PSG game, he was 100% going to be in my plans. It just, for some reason, Oli didn't like him and put him in favour. So I don't know how you guys feel about it, but personally, I like Axel a lot. He is one of my boys, and I would like to see him play. I would like to have faith in him. I'm going to have faith in him, and I will die on the sword that if Axel costs us, he costs us. I'll admit to it, but I'll die on the sword. I will die on the sword. I want Axel to play.
My opinion on Axel was kind of ironic because I remember last season, and I was like, "Jens, Axel, we need to play Axel," and then Mark was like, "The man's been injured forever," and things like that. And then now that he's back, people are hyping him up. I'm like, I don't know anymore. So it's just kind of funny. But I don't know. I'll be a little bit more worried if it's him. Not because I don't think he's a good player. I think he's a lot of potential, but because he hasn't played in forever, And I don't know how him and Victor will work out. But at the end of the day, I still do think it will be enough. But I will be more worried if it's him. And Telles from Ambasaka, I think, once again, I think they're good enough to get it through in this game. I think they're good enough Telles is good enough backup. Ambasaka defensively is class. So honestly, I don't have much worry about this defense. It's just how Axel and Victor Lindelof will play together. That's it.
I don't know if we've ever seen these centre backs play together. I'm trying to think of a game where Axel and Lindelof played together. That's my worry. I can't remember a game where they played with each other. So
I think we've seen Axel and Baye, maybe Axel and Maguire.
The Axel and Baye game, I had no stress in my life. I had no stress. I didn't even worry. But yeah, Clay?
But yeah, we only have two centre backs basically, unless the rumours are true and Baye is fit and he will be playing. But yeah, Oli doesn't trust Axel in the slightest. I doubt Axel's confidence is anywhere near the highs that it was at PSG. So I do still worry that there is a mistake in him waiting to happen, just because of the stress and anxiety of playing on a big stage like this. Because as much as it's Granada, it's United with a terrible home.
He doesn't want to bottle it. He doesn't want to be.
He doesn't want to bottle it, and that's the reason he's going to bottle it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the kind of emotional thing I think he's going to be having during that time. As much as I do think he has a big game mentality, I just think it's very clear Ali has his favourites and he is not in those books whatsoever. So we just have to hope that Axel's good enough or that Baye is fit, one or the other. And we just have to hope there. And Telles, again, I've always rated him. I've always said he's been solid since he came here. So yeah, I have no worries in that. But Victor and Axel, I don't know what aerial presence that's going to offer in the slightest. So that's going to be a bit difficult. But again, they aren't the biggest team. They aren't exactly aerially threatening last game. So I'm not too worried. But things can happen, of course. And then Aaron, I'm just worried about him because he's playing 90 minutes every week again and again and again and again and again. It's every 3 days, basically. Aaron's playing.
Well, it's not even like we can have Axel for right back this game because he's going to probably have to play. So
if Baye is not fit, then we can't even try to attempt Axel.
Exactly.
Right,
the only one you can attempt is Brandon Williams, and
I
don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah. So that's just Imagine Telles, Victor, Axel, Williams.
Yeah, it's not gonna look. It's not gonna
as a back four. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna look good either. But I have a little bit of faith, but I just do think there is a mistake waiting to happen with Axel at this point.
Mhm. Yep, and actually that brings me to my next point now, because now that we've all been speaking about the centre backs, this back four. I low-key would drop Fred for Matic, I low-key would, because at least if you worried about your centre backs, that And I have hope for Oli to do this because Oli's account. You put Matic there and you tell Matic to play as a third centre back. You be like, boy, you gonna be a centre back even though you're gonna be in the midfield, but you are gonna be that centre back whenever they're attacking. I want you back. I want you back. So actually, I'm an advocate for Matic in this game, considering our troubles at the back, but the only problem is then the last time we played somewhere what was close to our normal midfield three that got us the Champions League last season, it hasn't looked the best. It hasn't looked the best. They haven't been at their best. So I'm a bit worried, but I wouldn't mind Matic actually. I wouldn't mind Matic playing this game as long as he actually does play as a third centre back when in transition. But yeah, other than if it's not Matic, I think that's 100% gonna be your midfield, especially just because of the lack of player availability for this game. You guys have any problems with it, and would you play Matic?
Yeah, no, I think it would be a good shout. I think maybe in Ollie's books he might see it a little bit risky, but I think he'll try it for a bit, and if it doesn't work, maybe sub him, and it could work because then he does do that. He drops in the middle and becomes the third centre back. So, yeah, no, there's a good shout. Of course, Bruno will always play. Pogba, of course, there will be talks about why not play him on the left wing because of what he did against Tottenham. So, I don't know. I guess it makes sense to play him here. But the thing is, when he plays Pogba here, he's not going to play Donny. He's going to play Rashford. But I think this probably will be the midfield.
Yeah, I'll just the midfield's done, Shoni. You just need to start with the forward line now at this point.
Yeah. The midfield is done.
so
Exactly. The Rashford thing, Pogba. Well, if he does play these players, all of us would switch Pogba and Donny right now. All of us would switch Pogba and Donny right now. No way Ollie's gonna do that. There is no way Ollie's gonna do that. If Donny plays, he's playing instead of Bruno, or he's gonna play somewhere up front. It'll be very surprising if I see Donny where they beat by Pogba and Pogba where Donny is now currently. Because other cases this and then he just forces Rashford again to play 45
One
minutes.
game he played and he was brilliant. So I just don't get how you can say that. Just like, but it was irrelevant, so I'm never going to do it again.
It's only, dude. You never know what this guy is going to do. You never know what he's going to do.
There are also multiple games where you're complete dog shit in the wings, just saying as well.
They could
So
be.
like this
No,
the
I'm
first
talking
time
about
he did
Donny.
it was perfect. Okay.
And I'm talking about Donny.
Yeah, Donny's fair. Okay. I thought you were talking about Pogba again. I thought you were still just Pogba again. On the wing. I was murdering it right then and then. I'm not having it.
Pogba
Okay,
is
but
the best
if we have
player.
to go on the point, it was the last game he did this. So if he did it really well, you try it because it was the last game. You can't be like, he did it well then, but didn't do it well that day or a few weeks ago. So we're not going to try it at all. I think that's a bit
All
ridiculous.
it
I
means
think
is
you have
that
to at
he
least
can't
try
do
it.
it consistently. That's my point alone, because he played it consistently and Pogba failed and succeeded.
Yeah,
in
true.
that position.
But it worked against Tottenham. So you try it. You try it at least and see if you can get that performance out again consistently.
Well, listen, I'm an advocate for Pogba on the left wing. 100% advocate for Pogba on the left wing. I think he's the best winger at this club. But we move on.
Respect that, James.
And I just want to correct something I said. I think last episode or the episode before that, and I said I think Pogba is probably that's his best position. Honestly, I feel like I've been listening to too much Markovic. And after the show, I sat down. I was like, "Is that true though? Is the deep lying position really Pogba's best position? I don't think so. I really don't." Correct.
I know where
I
Pogba's
think
best position is. But unfortunately,
I
there
think-
is a man of God in his position.
here's the thing. I think those long balls are brilliant. They're fantastic.
No one else.
But I'm starting to feel like Pogba's limited in the deep line position. I think Pogba, after what I saw specifically against Tottenham, he needs to be released,
I
He
agree
needs
with
that
you.
freedom. So I'm just questioning now. And
Wait.
I would like to see Pogba more offensively.
I have been agreeing with you since Paul Pogba has joined this football club. But for me, he's a 10. For me, he's definitely a 10. I think what he can create, what he can do, what he can dominate, he can do it consistently at 10. I do believe that. I don't
Ultimately,
like
he needs
him
to play-
having. Or if he does play there, he mustn't have defensive responsibilities. That's the thing. That's why he needs a
Ultimately, he needs to
CDM.
play next to Bruno.
Yeah.
He needs to play next to Bruno.
That's why if
with
we-
like a Rice behind him.
If we bought in Declan Rice, then you could play a 4-3-3, Pogba and Bruno, both up there. And then you
Terrorize
wreck
people.
everyone. You wreck everyone.
Terrorize people. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
So you guys done with the Pogba agenda?
yes.
Yeah, Lane can come back now.
Okay. Moving on to the front line. That was great. I had to get it off my chest, but it's great. But the front line, the front line. If Donny doesn't play this game, I'm giving Ollie a 0, can't be asked. Straight off the bat. So Donny has to play. I don't care what Donny has to play goalkeeper. You play him goalkeeper,
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
That is not good. That is not good.
Exactly. That's why Ollie's getting a 0. I'm telling you now, Ollie's getting a 0. We can beat them 10-0, play the best football I've ever seen. I'm still giving him a 0 if he doesn't play top. So, Donny for me has to play. Not just the fact because Rashford's injured. Rashford is injured. I would totally understand why Ollie would want him to play this game. But like I said, if shit does hit the fan, you would like to bring on people you can trust. Rashford, you trust Cavani, you can bring them on, You'll trust them to go and get a goal. You trust them to be like, make the difference. Just make it like the first leg. Because if he does play Rashford, he does play Cavani, he's going to look at that bench and he's going to be like, I don't want to make any subs because I don't trust anyone to get anything out of the game. So that's why I like some of our starting players on the bench, because that's the only time Ollie will ever use his bench is if Bruno's on the bench, if Cavani's on the bench, if Rashford's on the bench, if Martial's on the bench. Those are the only times he ever uses them, So that's why Donny for me has to play. You put Rashford on the bench. Rashford, hopefully, if things all goes well, Rashford gets a full 90 break, in a full 90 rest. Donny has game time. Donny has a good game. Then we have Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood is the number 9. There's no one who can tell me anything different. He is the best number 9. You play Mason Greenwood. The man's scoring goals. The man is feeling himself. You play Mason Greenwood when he's in this type of form. So you play Mason Greenwood. And Cavani, as good as he was last game, you can't expect Cavani to play game after game after game at his age with his injury record, So, again, I would like him to be an option off the bench. Nothing against Cavani. I'm not even going to start my Cavani agenda this early. Nothing against Cavani. I just want him off the bench in case we do need a goal, And then Ahmad, I think, has to play because there's no Martial. Cavani can't really play winger, and I don't want him to start up there. Rashford, he can play Rashford and Donny. He can do that. But there's no Dan James as well. I don't know what the reason is, but Dan James wasn't on the bench last game. So I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's sick. I don't know if he's just not fit. I don't know if he's out of the plans. So that's the only reason I didn't put Dan James on the board.
I
Otherwise,
can
I
tell you the
probably
reason
would.
right now.
Yeah.
Ollie was resting him fully. Watch.
If-
Daniel's just going to come back. He's going to be on the starting
Let's-
11. He's going to play
If
full
Dan
90.
James was rested and fully fit, he would probably play this game.
Yeah.
And he probably does deserve to play this game. I'm not going to be mean to Dan James. He probably does deserve to play this game. I still wouldn't play him though, because I just think, everything Ollie says about Ahmad, like, stick to your word, man. You said Ahmad is this close to starting more games regularly for Manchester United. Ahmad is a better footballer than Dan James at his age. Ahmad scored what should have been the winning goal in the last Europa League game, I think. I think it was the Europa League. And it was an insane goal. Ahmad needs to play. So, and if you want creativity, Ahmad he will create for you. So, I would love to see Ahmad Diallo play. I won't be too disappointed if he doesn't play. Obviously, I would be disappointed in Oli, but I'm not gonna. It's not to the extent of Donny now. It will probably eventually get there, but I won't. It's already going to be on a 0. I don't want to give him negative if he doesn't play Donny and Ahmad, which he probably would. And then if he does do that, he's just bringing back Rashford. He's bringing back Cavani, and that's a whole another 90 that must play. And knowing Oli, he's probably going to start Rashford. He probably will start Cavani. He'll start Mason. And the only way he's going to bring those two boys on is if we go 2 goals or 1 goal up. And then he's like, what, now job done. Let me bring them up. Which I don't agree with. I would like it the other way. I would like it the other way around. But it is what it is. I can't change the future. But yeah, boys, how do you feel about that front three? I love that front three. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I can see it happening. And there's so many things Ollie can do here. So many things. But players I think definitely won't play are Donny, Ahmad, and and Cavani. I think those three definitely won't play. I think Cavani can't play so many games. Ahmad never plays, Donny never plays. Rashford, I think he might,
That's
but
I put
I'm
yeah I
not
put I
sure.
put Rashford there as well in an asterisk.
I'm not sure. So I think it might be Rashford, Mason, and what's his name again? And Dan James. Or he might want to rest Rashford, which I don't see, knowing Oli. Then you play Pogba, Mason, and Dan James, and add a Matic in the midfield. So I think one of those two.
Mm, it sounds Manfred Matic in the midfield sounds nice. Sounds like a Ollie thing to do actually. So you're probably onto something there. Yeah, but Clay.
Yeah, we have a couple injuries still, and players aren't fully fit, and we're gonna keep on playing people into the ground. So I don't know what Ollie's gonna do. It doesn't feel like he has too many options unless he does do a Pogba wing. But even then, it also depends on Dan James' fitness now, because we have no clue what's going on there. Depends on Rashford's fitness. We have no clue what's going on there. So I don't know. I really don't know what he's gonna do. It's completely up to Ollie on the day. That's as simple as that. I would like what you did, obviously. That would be the
I think we all
one of
would
the
like
best
what I
ones.
did.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a lot of fun to experiment. It would be great. But realistically, if Dan James is fit, he starts, I think. Rashford's probably going to start, and then we would see probably Mason, just because he scored a goal. Yeah.
I think.
I think Mason's definitely playing number 9.
Hey, those words sound so nice. I think he's definitely playing number 9. I love this because that number 9.
Okay, it's
No,
Ole,
no,
it's
no.
Ole, I
Rashford's taking
guess.
for 45 minutes, don't worry. Because Rashford's a little selfish bastard sometimes, you know?
It's true.
It's fine.
Mhm.
Rashford really can do anything. It's fine.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, I hope Mason plays number 9. I don't even care. You play Mason wherever. Play him at the back. I have more faith in him. But anyways,
He'll do the Maguire run up and just bolt it from the halfway line.
belt the top corner. Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, gentlemen, who got the score prediction last time? Right? Was it? No one actually. No one got it. I thought I got it right,
No,
but then
no,
it was
I said
because it was
draw.
1-0, and then we went
Yeah.
3-1.
It was 1-1 for some time. I was like, yeah, I knew it. Then, we turned it up. So
Okay, fair. So none of us really got the score prediction right. All right, but we move on to the score predictions. Is anyone feeling confident in their score prediction?
I'm just going to take the piss. Granada shit. 3-1.
To Granada.
Yeah.
And then we go.
The hell no.
To Granada, yeah.
I was making
Hell
sure.
no.
Dude. I was just making sure. You said taking the piss, I don't know.
That's great. Imagine
I
Granada
hope it's
3-1
that
loss.
one. I really hope it's that one.
No, I was thinking the owl. I was imagining the owl in my head now. This is
come
a
on.
beautiful sight.
Thing is, we go through. No, we don't.
No,
No.
we
We're
don't.
playing. Yeah,
Away
nice.
goals.
No,
Away
we're playing
goals.
away. We're playing at home. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't go through.
Exactly.
We can't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even think. Don't even think about it. I won't do a show.
Correct.
I won't. I'll come here and I'll just stay at the camera for 10 minutes and I'll end it.
I'm not coming on. I'm the guy who's been saying we're through. There's nothing to worry about. I'm not showing my.
And I'm just going to say, I told you so. What's Shorty says to the camera for 10.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll put a picture of Malone on the right.
Exactly.
We'll put me just staring at the camera and Clayton can go on a rant.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah. For me, I think we're going to concede. And I think we could get 1. So I may just repeat the Spurs result, go 1-1.
Sounds like a better things. It's coming. You just don't know when it's coming. It's coming.
Exactly. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm somewhat gonna agree with you because I just never backed us to keep a clean sheet. So I do think Granada will get a goal. So that's 1. And then it's 2-1 on aggregate. I do think we will get a goal though, just because of our sheer quality. So 1-1 is quite realistic, but just for the sake of being different, I'm gonna say 2-1 United. I'll say 2-1 United because I think
So you'll agree. Granada too shit to go through.
Hey, I
Scared to
think
be
that.
agree.
I think that. I think
United
every
fan.
Man United fan
Yeah.
should think that. You United players who watch the show, you don't think that, okay? Ollie, if you're watching, don't think that. You think Granada is prime Barcelona, and you play like they're prime Barcelona, okay? Don't sleep. Don't be like Bruno Fernandes. I'm gonna do this step over and then give away the ball. Pogba, don't do this flick. No. You play it like you play Barcelona
Pogba's
for
going
the
to try and
Champions
rainbow
League.
flick Soldado, and he's going to cry when he loses possession. He's on the break.
Yeah, the players mustn't take the piss out of this game. The players mustn't take the piss out of this game. So, Yeah, and the sun's back. That's
Let there
exactly.
be light.
I'll put it back. There you go. My Manchester United towel will come in clutch. But yeah, anyways, boys, it's been a good show. We'll see you on Thursday night, which is hopefully a good, even if we draw or like I don't know, can we lose? Yeah, we can lose. Even if we draw or lose, but we still go through. It should be good. It should be a good show. But in a case where it's not a good show, I'm allowed to don't show up. Just put your picture in. You know, I'll just stay at the camera. Clay, you just go on. You go into the intro. Tell everyone to subscribe, smash a like, comment, all that. But yeah, touch wood, we get the result. Hopefully Mason Greenwood hat trick. You know, Ahmad hat trick of assist. Donny had a blinder. Pogba was amazing. Bruno was amazing. Axel was like, this is why I'm the centre back. That's why I should be playing. You know, hopefully that always happens. Hopefully there is also like, that's why I should be number one. You know, hopefully we have all of that. So yeah. But anyways, it's been a good show. I think it's been a lot better show. I'm in a bit of a better mood. But we'll check you Thursday night. And if you haven't already, do subscribe, to smash a like, to comment down below your score predictions. And we'll see you all Thursday night for Granada versus Manchester United.